Attention passionate San Francisco 49ers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC West and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on San Francisco 49ers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true San Francisco 49ers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and San Francisco 49ers fans. Let's get to the news now, folks. If you've been paying attention to the NFL landscape lately, you already know that the San Francisco 49ers are entering what could be a pivotal season. The excitement is palpable, but there's also a lot of uncertainty, especially when it comes to one of their most critical positions, the defensive line. It's a position that in recent years has been a cornerstone for the 49ers' success, thanks to the incredible talent they've had in Nick Bosa, Leonard Floyd, Javon Hargrave, and Malik Collins. But here's the thing, this season, that once so formidable unit now faces a lot of questions. Out of that group, only Nick Bosa remains. The rest of the stars have moved on, leaving a pretty big void that the 49ers need to fill if they want to keep their defensive standards high and continue their pursuit of Super Bowl glory. Bringing back Robert Sale as defensive coordinator was seen as a positive move. And it's true. Sale's schemes and defensive philosophies have always been about creating pressure, disrupting plays, and making life miserable for quarterbacks. But even with his expertise, the defensive line needs more than just schemes. It needs talent, experience, and depth, especially on the edge rush. The 49ers have made some moves, like adding Bryce Huff, hoping that he can bounce back to his 2023 form. Huff's potential is undeniable, and he's shown flashes of being a disruptive force when healthy and confident. But relying heavily on him to be the sole experienced piece on the edge might be risky, especially considering his performance last season, which saw a dip in productivity. And that's where the recent signing of Za'Darius Smith comes into play, a move that could be a game-changer for the 49ers this season. Now, I know what you're thinking, Za'Darius Smith. That's a name that has been around the league for quite some time, and yes, he's been a consistent pass rusher for over a decade now. He's a guy who's been around the block, accumulated a remarkable 81 sacks in his career, and has been a terror for offensive lines with 518 pressures, 206 stops, and even a pass deflection. These are not just numbers, they're a testament to his consistency, his ability to get after the quarterback, and his resilience. What makes Za'Darius Smith so appealing for the 49ers is that he's coming off a season where he still proved he can produce at a high level, notching 10 sacks and 67 pressures. That's impressive, especially considering he's approaching 33 years old now. For a player of his age, maintaining that level of production is no small feat. It shows that he's still hungry, still motivated, and perhaps most importantly, still capable of making an immediate impact on the field. And let's be honest, the NFL is a business of finding those veteran players who can add value right now, not just in the future, and Za'Darius Smith fits perfectly in that category. Now, why is this such a strategic move for the 49ers? Because they are in a situation where the edge room is somewhat unbalanced. Bosa is a superstar, no doubt, but he can't do it all alone. The team needs reliable support, players who can take some of that pressure off Bosa and keep the quarterback under duress. The addition of Za'Darius Smith would bring not only skill, but also a wealth of experience, something that's often underrated but so crucial during a long NFL season. Smith's ability to generate pressure, to disrupt passing lanes, and to create chaos up front would give the 49ers a much-needed boost, especially with rookies like Michael Williams, Alfred Collins, and CJ West still trying to find their footing in the league. Speaking of rookies, it's worth mentioning that while they have potential, they lack the experience that Za'Darius Smith brings. Rookies often need time to adapt to the speed and physicality of the NFL, and expecting them to carry the load right away might be optimistic. That's why adding a seasoned veteran like Smith makes so much sense. It's about balancing the room, managing expectations, and ensuring that the team remains competitive from the start of the season. And let's not forget, in the NFL, timing is everything. Za'Darius Smith has been around long enough to know what it takes to succeed, and with his experience, he can also serve as a mentor to those young players. His leadership qualities, combined with his pass-rushing skills, could elevate the entire defensive front. The 49ers are always looking to replicate their past success, and having a player like Za'Darius Smith could be the piece that seals the puzzle. It's about making that final push to be a dominant force once more, especially in a division as competitive as the NFC West. Looking at the bigger picture, the 49ers have been one of the most consistent teams in recent years, making deep playoff runs and always being contenders. But to get back to the top and finally clinch that elusive Super Bowl, they need to address every weak spot, and the edge rush was one of them. They've got a solid core, Bosa leading the charge, and Huff trying to find his rhythm again. But adding Za'Darius Smith not only boosts their pass rush, but also sends a message to their division rivals that they're serious about winning now. It's a move that could shift the power dynamics in the NFC West, especially if Smith can stay healthy and be the disruptive force he's been throughout his career. And you can't ignore the importance of health and durability. Za'Darius Smith has shown that he can be a game-changer when healthy, and with the NFL's demanding schedule, having that veteran presence who's been through the grind can be invaluable. His leadership on and off the field can help set the tone for the entire defense, pushing players like Bosa and Huff to elevate their games. It's about creating that relentless, aggressive identity that the 49ers have been known for, and Za'Darius Smith fits perfectly into that blueprint. Now, fans, I know some of you might be wondering, what about the other rookies? What about the young players? Well, they're still developing, and that's what makes this signing even more crucial. It's not about replacing those young talents but complementing them. Smith's presence can accelerate their growth, give them more confidence, and help them learn from one of the best in the league. It's a smart move by the 49ers front office, recognizing that to compete at the highest level, experience and proven production matter. And as we look ahead to the season, it's clear that the 49ers are gearing up for another deep playoff run. Their roster construction now includes a seasoned veteran who can immediately contribute to their pass rush. It's a move that signals they're not just content with being good, they want to be great, and they're willing to take the necessary steps to get there. The NFC West is tough, no doubt about it, but with Za'Darius Smith in the mix, the 49ers are raising their stakes and showing everyone that they're still one of the most formidable teams in the league. This move also reflects the team's broader philosophy, identifying gaps, addressing them decisively, and building a roster that combines youth with experience. The addition of Za'Darius Smith could be the difference-maker in close games, especially when it comes to pressuring the quarterback and creating turnovers. The NFL is a game of inches and split-second decisions, and having a player like Smith, who's been clutch in big moments before, could be what it takes for the 49ers to finally break through and claim that Lombardi trophy once more. And let's keep an eye on how this plays out in training camp and preseason. Smith's integration into the team will be crucial. Will he adapt quickly to the 49ers' defensive schemes? Will he rekindle the form that made him a consistent double-digit sack artist? All signs point to yes, especially considering his motivation at this stage of his career. He's hungry for a ring, and the 49ers are hungry for that extra edge, that extra push, to push them over the top. In conclusion, the signing of Za'Darius Smith isn't just a minor roster move, it's a statement. It's about the 49ers saying, we're all in this season, and we're doing everything we can to maximize our chances. It's about adding a proven veteran who can make an immediate impact and help lead the team's pass rush to new heights. With Bosa anchoring the line and Za'Darius Smith bringing that relentless edge rush, the 49ers are setting themselves up for an exciting, potentially historic season. Fans, keep your eyes peeled. This could be the move that defines their journey in 2025, and I, for one, can't wait to see it unfold. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUB algorithm to keep recommending the latest San Francisco 49ers news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, San Francisco 49ers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this signing? Do you believe Za'Darius Smith can be the missing piece that propels this team back to the Super Bowl? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us, and to the San Francisco 49ers. Do you think this move will be enough to boost their pass rush and give them that extra edge they need? Or do you think there are other areas they should focus on? Remember, this team has a rich history of resilience and determination, and with this addition, they're showing everyone that they're still committed to greatness. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest San Francisco 49ers news. Thanks for riding along with me today, and as always, go Niners.